Hello, guys. Welcome to the Brew Market podcast. So today we have a very special guest. So Mr. Dharanidharan is here. So before we start, I'll give you a small intro about Dharani. So Dharani is a digital lifestyle expert, and he's a motivational speaker and founder of one of the best social media companies in Tamil Nadu, Social Legal. And he has addressed more than 2 lakh people and is trying to change lives of million Tamilians. And he is on his way to doing that. And he's well renowned for his 5 a.m. club and 21 DC community and everything. So instead of me talking about all these things, I would ask Dharani to take over. So welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Sasank. Very good evening, and it's really nice to meet you.
Thank you. So can you start with your digital nomad lifestyle and everything so people can know what it is?
Okay. See, digital nomad lifestyle. Actually, I'm not 100% digital nomad. Okay, like I still have a family, and I have to be based in Chennai, so I'm not 100% digital nomad. But the advantage that I have today is like I can travel anywhere, but at the same time, my work is not getting affected by any means and ways. Okay. So the ultimate agenda is like we have to live a lifestyle of what we love, but at the same time, we can frame the job or career based on our interest. Okay, so I like traveling. So wherever I am location independent. Okay, so that is the biggest advantage I have. So digital nomads are basically location independent, and they will be able to work from anywhere from the world, anywhere in the world. Like they can carry their own laptop, and if they have an internet connection, yes, their office is set.
And working in social media, obviously working as a digital nomad is a very sweet area because once you open your laptop and as you said you have an internet connection, you can pretty much do everything you want. So okay, just a personal question. So
Perfect.
How many countries have you visited being a digital nomad, or how many states have you traveled across India?
Okay, states I would have traveled around 12 to 13 states. Okay,
wow,
countries
nice.
I guess it is 8.
Wow, nice. There are advantages to being a digital nomad. Okay, so okay, moving a little bit from there. So tell us a little bit about your company, Social Legal.
Okay, Social Legal, we specialize on lead generation and automation. Okay, so I accidentally started this company. Okay, I'll come to that later. But after like we got used to dealing with clients, we specialized in one specific area. It is completely lead generation. That too for a few specific domains. We operate with education related like people like who are course creators. We work with institutes, schools, and colleges. We work with the real estate, and we work with the people who do direct selling. Okay, these are our specific areas we work with, and very importantly, we help them generate leads online. And it doesn't end there. Okay, people like there are so many companies which generate leads. What we do additionally is we set up marketing system for our clients. Okay, so complete automation from lead generation to complete automation, and how can they effectively manage their sales? This is what we are concentrating on.
Okay, that's right. Because literally
okay,
anyone
so one specialization I would say is
no, go on.
Yeah, one specialization I would say is like lead generation would be our specialization. Okay, so that is where we operate.
Okay, so what makes you a better lead generator? So because right now, as you spoke, like any single one with an internet connection and someone who knows what Instagram and Facebook is or LinkedIn is trying to do the same business. Digital marketer or lead generator or sales, everything. So what makes you stand apart as a lead generator?
Emotions, I would say. I understand people emotions. Okay,
Nice.
that would be the major differentiator. Secondly, like you have to talk their language. Okay, only when you understand the emotion of your end customer for a specific client, like we have to understand who are their customers and what is that they are expecting out of their client. Okay, so in that case, how are we going to get that rapport done? How are we going to make that connection established? Only when the connection established, the trust factor comes into play.
Yeah, see, obviously, a lot of marketers ignore this emotional aspect because even though price might be low, the service might be great, the product might be great, people actually get convinced only due to the emotional angle. So they always have a special attachment to certain things, and that is the one that makes them tick. So yeah. So adding upon, you want to add something to this?
So like one thing that I would add here is definitely most of the brands ignore the emotions. Okay. We have to get connected to the end customer. We have to talk their language. Okay. We have to think from their viewpoint. They would be facing a particular pain point, and they're looking for some heroes who can sort that out for them. Okay. So can you position your brand as a hero in front of your target audience who are looking for a hero? Okay. That is where emotion comes into play. So obviously, like the hero's entries has to be established. That is where we play a major role.
Nice. I mean, a lot of companies that they don't even exactly have the branding for themselves, but they still try to, do this for the clients. And yeah, establishing yourself as the hero is, one of the major aspects any company has to look into. So yeah, so one more thing I wanted to ask you. So you work with, clients across different formats. So I've seen that you work with Naturals, Haagen-Dazs, and all these brands. So I am I am a very curious person on how marketing works in different kinds of businesses. And I'm someone who's never worked. I worked with the salon, but not a bigger salon. But I wanted to know, if possible, can you share what your Naturals branding process was? So how do they position themselves and how you help them?
Okay, it was mostly on the internal perspective. Like during that time, I didn't work for them as an agency, but I was heading the marketing department for Naturals. Okay.
Okay.
So
Nice.
obviously, like I had an internal advantage since I was the marketing head there. I had a say on the spend. Okay, where we are spending the amount. Okay. So the ad spend was like during 2015. That was early 2015. And most of the spend was again like completely concentrating on ATL and BTL. Okay, during that point of time. We experimented with the digital in 2015 and 16. We were very specific on like we wanted to see the real metrics. Okay, what is the ad spend and what is the result that we are getting out of the ad spend. So for us, we wanted to test on something, and the biggest advantage with the Naturals is like the big ticket size is obviously bridal. Okay, so we wanted to test with the bridal services. That was the initial thing, and because of it, we had the advantage. The advantage was we were able to measure the exact number of leads and conversions. Okay, so we tried and tested it in only Tamil Nadu, and we were able to see the biggest response in digital. Okay, that too particularly in Facebook and Instagram. Okay, that was in 2015 and 16. Okay, so the advantage was, if I was able to spend 1 rupee, I was able to take 10 rupees out of it. That was the initial stage. Okay, so we were able to establish the brand in terms of bridal services, that too in a specific market. So that was one thing we really experimented. And post that, Naturals also started investing on more number of digital spend.
So a little bit context for people who are outside Tamil Nadu. So actually Naturals might be across India, but Naturals is huge in Tamil Nadu, and it is probably one of the only places that people go when they think about bridal makeup and everything. So if working for a company that offer multiple services, so what made you stick with one particular thing, like only for bridal makeup? What made you choose bridal makeup as the base for Naturals marketing?
See, the ultimate agenda was Naturals is pan India brand. During that time itself, it had more than 550 plus salons across India. Okay, so even now India's leading salon network is Naturals.
Yeah.
So during that time, we wanted to invest on something where the ticket size is really high. Okay, we wanted to bet on the big ticket. Okay, so bridal is one such wherein like the range varies from 25,000 to 50,000 to 1 lakh also. Okay, it all depends on how many people are going to get the makeup and what is the package that we are tailor making for them. Okay, so it is not the very common package that will be used by everybody. It is very specific. They come up with their own requirement, and based on the requirement, we will fine tune with all these aspects of the makeup. Okay, so it is not only with the bride or the bridegroom, but it also involves their friends and family. Okay, so the ticket size is really large. So that is where we wanted to test.
So for people who are looking to take a lesson from this, it's always focusing on the ticket size and planning on what is the maximum area where you can monetize. So this is something every marketer should look at. And okay, so moving a little bit from your company, so I'd like to talk about your 5 a.m. club, or how you may call it, 5 a.m. webinar, or however you may call it. So I want to know more about it.
Super. It all started during COVID. Okay, actually, before COVID, before 2020 March, I was taking offline classes that was completely into digital media marketing. Okay, we helped entrepreneurs and people who are willing to learn digital. We conducted 2 days offline classes in Chennai. That was the primary training thing that we had before COVID. Okay, and after COVID, that too during the March and April, I saw a lot of people who were teaching digital marketing online. I wanted to have my uniqueness established, and that is when I thought that one fine day I had to list down everything that I know in my life. Okay, so I jotted down everything. What was I really good at? Okay, so how can I position myself differently? I searched the internet. Actually, I was good at waking up. That was one default advantage I had. Okay, so that was one advantage because I used to run during those days. I used to run at least 4 to 5 kilometers early in the morning. Okay,
Wow.
So I'm an early riser. That too at 4 a.m. I wake up. Okay, so that was on like default advantage I had. Secondly, I wanted to position differently. There were so many questions from my friends, from my family, from my mentor also. Why you should have at 5 a.m. Okay, because at COVID, during the COVID time, there was no need to work only. And why should people wake up at 5 a.m. to learn this particular stuff? Okay, I told her this is a preparation period. Okay, even after COVID, when people want to do something really great in their life, they would want to stick on to something. I call it as habit. Okay, this particular period during the COVID can be utilized for habit creation. Okay, so I thought that was one unique thing that I could offer, and I want to work only with people who are serious. Okay, so only if they are serious, they wake up 5 a.m. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't mean that the people who are late night owls, no, like they are also very serious, but taking the effort of waking up, no, that really there is a pain in it. Okay, so I want to work with people who are serious. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
so
that's
that
actually
was the initial start. Yeah.
That's actually a nice thing to put across, because we've all seen a lot of big stage entrepreneurs and founders. They wake up very early in the morning, and as you said, it's easier to continue throughout the night, and it's really hard to wake up at set time in morning every single day. So I mean that is something that is really cool. But because during COVID, a lot of people.
Either ways. It goes either ways, I would say. Because the thing is, I have a lot of friends who are late owls. Okay, late night owls. Okay, they want their own space for creativity and other stuff. Okay, but for me, no, when they wake up at 5 a.m., half of my job is done. And at 5 a.m., there wouldn't be any disturbances on phones. Okay, so that was an additional advantage I had. And the mind will be operating in theta state when they wake up early. Okay, so the complete focus would be on me. It is kind of hypnotic state, I would say. Okay, so whatever you say, that will directly reach them. Okay, so that advantage I wanted to have. Okay, so that worked out really well. Like, in fact, first 7-8 batches, around 1,800, 2,000 people participated. That too organically. I have not spent any money on ads, nothing. It was pure organic thing. People who followed me in Facebook particularly, they joined the course and they liked it. They asked their friends and families to enroll on the course. Okay, it was pure word of mouth advertisement that happened online.
So for people who are interested in this 5 a.m. club and everything, so we'll also drop the link in the comments and everything, so that people can sign up if they're willing to. And this is preferably for people in Tamil Nadu, because this session will be predominantly in Tamil. So just a few information. So talking about one more thing you've done. So about your book, your 21-day magic. So I know this is about positively impacting people's life with technology and everything. And I know you are planning to impact lives of 1 million Tamil people. And how is it going? And what is your goal? What is your number so far?
Okay. See, directly I have touched upon around 15,000 people through my
Okay.
direct webinars, through 5 a.m. sessions. Okay. Apart
Okay.
from this, like I do participate in lot of conferences, and I do some keynote addresses related to digital and about lifestyle. Okay. So that is really going on well. And when we come to this particular thing, 21 Day Magic, the book, it was my long-term dream, and it was in bucket list to write a book. Okay. Since I was conducting this 21-day challenge, I thought writing a book will act as a supplement for people who are wanting to learn more on it. And it will act as a companion. Once they complete the course, it will act as a companion, and they can have it with them. So it is kind of traveling with me for a longer period. Okay? So that is the major reason I wrote the book.
Okay. So, okay, apart from the book, so can you give me one more advice on what people can learn from you about living a more fulfilled life?
See, as you said, the fulfillment is what most of the people are aiming for. Okay. They talk about freedom. Lot of times they talk about freedom. The freedom, it can be freedom of time, freedom of travel. They get carried away because of lot of digital tools or digital platforms, social media. They get so much distracted, and they are not able to concentrate on their own life. Most of the time, you like it or not, unknowingly you are spending your time on somebody else's life that is being displayed online. Okay. You never know what they are going through internally. For me, living a life it should be holistic. Okay. You should have good health, you should have good money, you should have good relationship, you should be happy, and eventually you should have peace of mind. Otherwise, living a life would be a big question mark. Okay. These days, people are not willing to share their pain to somebody else, point number one. And secondly, they don't have a trustable resource to share their inner feelings. Okay. In the fear of judgment, maybe they might think that the other person who is going to hear my story might not take it in the right sense, or it might go it might go to some other people who are not really interested in my life also. Okay. In that fear only, they are not willingly sharing what they are going through. Okay. So because of that, most of the people are in pressure. My ultimate agenda is to help them with the holistic success. Like you can have a decent money, you can have a greater life, you can have good health. All together, you can live a fantastic life. That is what I'm aiming at, and that is what I teach in my courses too.
So actually, I completely relate to what you're trying to say, because I am a minimalist myself, and I've been a minimalist for the past 6 years now, and life is going good.
Nice.
And one more thing, I actually quit social media for almost 3-4 years now, and I just got back on LinkedIn and WhatsApp like 1 month back. So
I can't say that. I can't say that for sure, because like my daily day starts with the gratitude to Mark Zuckerberg only. Okay, so like I still rely on Facebook and Instagram for my audience. Definitely yes, but controlled usage of social media is what I'm aiming at. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
you can either be a consumer, or you can produce your own content, and you can have your own community too. So I
exactly.
would prefer maybe even you to become a producer rather than a consumer. Okay. Why only LinkedIn? Like there are much like you have your audience in Instagram too, no?
Yeah, I mean, it is there, but LinkedIn feels like, LinkedIn is one place where it's not still, fulfilled with reels. People can still make photo and text content and, actually reach people. So and that is one of the reason why I chose LinkedIn, because I was having a dilemma between LinkedIn and Twitter, and finally Elon Musk bought Twitter and the whole thing got messed up. So I was like, no, I'm going with LinkedIn. So that is the reason why I chose LinkedIn. So, okay. So speaking of, all these, writing a book and everything. So, and one more thing you mentioned right now, you wanted people to create content, right? So, why do you think everyone should create content? It doesn't matter what area of expertise are you in, or, it doesn't matter if you're a worker or an expert, but why do you think people should create content instead of just consuming it?
I can quote a number of examples. Okay. People would always love to associate with the experts. Okay. Like when you are in some field, and you are not well known, maybe you can be in the business for 20 years, but you are not well known in that particular field. There will be a guy who will be only having 2 years of experience. Okay. But he would have created regular content on digital platforms, maybe through videos, through blogs, through podcasts. It can be anything. Okay. When people hear from you, they will see you as an expert. Okay.
Mm.
With the 2 years experience, you cannot become an expert for sure.
Yeah.
But when you start creating content, you
Mm.
do your homework, and because of that homework, within 2 or 3 years, you will become an expert in that field.
Mm.
The best known beats the best. If you want to
Yeah.
get more number of audience, you should be best known, and you should be best in your field too. There is no doubt on the second part. You should be best in your field, but you should also be best known.
Mm.
So whether you are an entrepreneur or
Mm.
anybody, if you want to be known, you should produce content. And
Mm.
only through producing content, you will be well known.
Mm.
For
I
that
mean,
simple reason, create content.
yeah, I mean, I usually tell this when I speak with, people who I take classes, and, sometime when I speak on stages too, I have this quote when I always say, marketing is your second most important skill if you want people to know about your first. So even though you might be great at whatever field you are, if you can't market yourself properly, there is no way people are going to come and talk to you, or people are going to give business to you. So even sometimes mediocre marketing, takes over, huge talents, experts in field, just because a person is well known. As you said, just because a person is well known, there is a fair number of chances, there's a good number of chances that he'll get that deal over, a huge expert in that field. So it is relatable for everyone to make content. And if you're someone who is in business, it's 100% sure, and right now, without making content, you can't survive in a business. So that is one thing we all
So
have to
I
look
would
up to.
also I would also add one more point here. Maybe
Yeah.
since because you are creating content, you are learning on a daily basis. Okay.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
people are too smart to understand whether you are an expert or you are just beginning. Okay.
Mm.
But people are also smart enough to recognize the time that you are spending to acquire that particular user. Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever people learn from you, even if there is maybe somebody would be following you on a YouTube channel, okay, continuously they are consuming your content. Without them knowing themselves, they are becoming your fan. Point number one.
Yeah.
They see you as their closest friend or closest relative. Okay. And at some point of time, you launch something. It can be a product, it can be a service. They would want to pay back because they have all these days they have consumed some content, and in some way they want to pay back. Okay. So that is where they become your customers.
Okay, so speaking of content creation and everything, with the, let's move to a latest trend a little bit. So with the rise of AI and everything, how do you see content creation has changed? Because whoever I invite on the podcast, I have to ask them an AI question, or people are not going to listen to this. So you have to give your opinion on this.
Okay. Are you a content writer, or you are a AI enabled content writer? This is the question I put back again. Okay.
Okay.
So it is not about AI that is going to replace completely, but you should have people who are prompt engineers who can ask the right prompts with the AI. Okay. Okay. You should equip yourself with this latest skill so that you can sustain in this field actually. Okay. So AI invariably there will be job cuts, no doubt. Yes. But as human race, we have been evolving all these years. Okay. If there is some issues, we don't see that as issues only. No, we see that as an opportunity. There is a greater opportunity. And always I see this. Like when PCs come, no, like most of the people, they said they will not adapt to the PC. They will not bring computers to office and other stuff. Then came the internet. Then came the mobile. Then came the cloud. Then came the blockchain. Now it is AI. People who are able to adapt in the initial stage, the early adapters, no, they will be able to make a fortune, no doubt about it. In any field, I would say, and particularly when they are able to get adapted to AI at the earliest stage, they can definitely make a fortune, no doubt about it. They have to just learn the facts. Okay, there are a number of tools today, from making maybe for producing a music or writing a script. Are doing ads. Who knows? Tomorrow there will be one more AI tool that will run the ads on our behalf only. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be the biggest challenge that marketers would face. Okay. So when the situation comes, let us cross the bridge. But we are aware that such kind of situation might arise very soon, I would say.
So do you use AI tools in your day-to-day work?
Yes, definitely. I was using Copy.ai and Jasper before. Now ChatGPT. Yes, like I talk to ChatGPT on a daily basis, at least for 30 minutes. Okay. I'm training my own engine. Okay. So that like you will have all those prompts readily available. So whenever I want, I can directly go to that particular section and I can start the conversation again.
So actually, I tried this too because I had a blog few days ago, so I wanted to generate topic ideas for a client of mine. So I started feeding information regarding my client to a particular chat and everything. So right now, whenever I ask it, write me a caption for a particular social media post, obviously gives out amazing answers because it knows a lot about the client. It knows more about the client than I know. So it's obviously a good tool. We have to, as a marketer, and someone who is involved in technology, we have to make sure we use the AI tools properly to get the best output. And okay, so one more thing. So
Definitely.
And the times changing, as we spoke, like with the rise of AI and everything. So times changing. So what is the one advice you'd like to give to people who are starting out?
We are in the best of the best times, I would say.
Okay.
Okay. So leverage technology, leverage AI. Like earlier, no, like there used to be a stage where the technology changes once in 10 years. Now we are in a greater situation where the technology changes very rapidly.
Yeah.
So whoever wants a fair play, whoever wants a fair playground, this is the time. Anybody can come in and they can make a fortune, no doubt about it. Okay. So it is all about how you are going to capture it. I'm very optimistic about the today's situation. People, they say the recession is coming, the recession is already here, people are losing jobs. Yes, but at the same time, you will find a newer opportunity. There is a, like, if AI is in trend, it is going to rule the world for the next few years for sure. If that is the case, can we adapt to the technology which is behind the AI? Like, there are two ways you can approach this. One, be the person who codes for AI, or be the person who leverages AI tools enormously. Okay. Either you have to be person A or person B to grow in this field.
Yeah. I mean, so that is one thing any marketer or anyone in any field, they have to make sure you use the leverage tools in your particular area properly, because see, with any technological advancement, there is going to be some problems for the humanity, because even since the invention of cars, internet, cloud and everything, there has been changes in lives. When iPhone was invented, BlackBerry entirely went out of business. When smartphones were invented, Nokia companies went entirely out of business. So stuff happens. So you have to make sure you are evolving properly, and you have to make sure you use all these tools properly so that you can stay relevant in the market, right?
Definitely is.
Yeah. So I mean, coming to the end note, I would want to know a few more personal questions about you. So after doing all these things, achieving all these things, so how do you still feel motivated? How do you feel motivated every single day to get up and do the work? What makes you motivated?
See, I'm a person who has found the purpose actually. Okay. Like, coming to your question, like, success is very relative, so I will come to that later. What makes me wake up every day is I'm on a mission to help at least 1 million Tamil people be they can be technologically aware, they can use internet really well, and they can understand the life, and I'm providing them the life tools. This is my only mission. Okay. And if we are alive after 3 COVID waves, then at least now we have to find the purpose in life. Okay. So my purpose is to make an impact. Whether it is a larger impact or it is a small impact, it doesn't even matter. Okay. Are you able to make a small positive contribution to the society? If that is the case, then you are worth living. Then if you do this consistently, you will leave a legacy. Okay. We are not going to be here to see the legacy and other stuff. So that part, I am not even concentrating on that part now. When I am living, am I making impact? When I am living, am I touching lives of people? This one thing motivates me. Earlier, I didn't have any purpose. When you don't have any purpose, like, it is kind of an undirected effort. When you have a purpose, it is completely a directed effort. You will be able to focus on the major part of your life, on the most important thing, and everything else follows. Okay. So find your purpose. That is what I would say. If somebody is watching this, I would say them, try to find the purpose. It is not easy, but it is worth finding. Okay. So in the process, you will become a different man. So you will really enjoy your life. That is what I have seen in my life.
I mean, that is true. Finding purpose is, what makes humans tick. So I have a follow-up question regarding this. So how do you find the balance between finding your purpose and your work? See, because being an entrepreneur, it's really easy for you, easy for an entrepreneur, to go into a field where he particularly enjoys that, or that is his purpose in his life. But for people who are working, it is really hard for them to, to take this direction. So how do you manage between your purpose in life and your basically your employment or something like that?
See, I was an accidental entrepreneur. Like I was an employee
Okay.
too, and I was working in IT, the job that I really hated the most for 4 continuous years. So I know the
Okay.
pain of an employee who hates his job. Okay, so there is
Okay.
no second question on it. I didn't like that particular part of my life, and I wanted to change it. I took efforts on myself. I took a little risk in the initial stage, and over a period of time, I was adapted to taking risk. Okay, so the second part became very easier. But the initial thing, if you are living a life that you really hate, it is your own responsibility to change it. Okay, if you are not willing to change, or if you are not willing to take the minimal risk, if you are willing to stay in the comfort zone, that is going to be your biggest riskiest zone in your life. So if you don't like something, change it. No, we are not trees, right?
You
Stay in
can
one
move from
place.
place to place.
Like
Yeah.
whatever you like, you can experiment in your life. This is one life. You have to take a call.
I mean, so the term that you mentioned, accidental entrepreneur, a lot of people associate with that. Even myself, even though I don't call myself an accidental entrepreneur, I came into entrepreneurship by accident. So I didn't plan my life to be, businessman or entrepreneur or whatever this is. I had remotely no plan close to this. My entire plans were different. So I would like to know what made you, take that decision from leaving your job to, to becoming an entrepreneur. And you told me that you were going to tell me about how you became an entrepreneur. So I would like to know about that.
You see, it doesn't happen on a single day. The one thing, I was very clear. The job that I was in, that didn't give me any satisfaction. Okay, except for the money. It really gave good money. Okay, but it didn't give that satisfaction. Okay, but during that point of time, like I had my commitments, as so many people have. They have to take care of the family. My financial situation at home was not really nice. I have to contribute to the home, and I have to kind of compromise or kind of sacrifice for a minimal time. That doesn't define my own life, right? Like I have to change it. 4 years, I was looking for something which would be better than that particular part. Okay, so I was experimenting on different things. Okay, I was so naive. I didn't have any much information with me, or I didn't. I was not part of any clubs. There are so many organizations that today is available, which are helping startups and entrepreneurs. So, okay, during that time, one program came into my life was Unnal Mudiyum, that was telecasted in Tamil in Vijay TV. Okay, that particular program where the host questions the guests, and there are so many MBA students who will be there. They will be asking questions to that particular guest who are entrepreneurs, who are well-established entrepreneurs. I got that spark. You never know where you get the spark from. Okay, one interview between C.K. Ranganathan and Niyanana Gobinath, that gave that spark.
Okay.
So like you have to get that spark somewhere. Okay, from there you will be able to channelize your energy. Okay, where are you getting that spark? Point number one, I didn't like my job, so I have to come out of it. Second thing, I didn't know what I really like in my life. This is the problem with most of the middle class people. Okay, we will never try to figure out what we really love. And when we experiment, the society will not allow us to experiment. We have to take a call and try to do something at least in a minimal way.
So, okay. So, I would like to, as we come to the closing stage, I would like to ask you, one more thing. So, what next do you have in mind after your book and after, 10, having the goal to impact 1 million Tamil people? So, what is the next thing in your line?
See, like I really love life. Okay, so whatever is the case, whatever like people say it is summer, it is winter. For me, every day is really nice. Okay, I'm really enjoying every day. Okay, there can be difficult scenarios in life. There can be some challenges. There can be certain problems. But apart from this, I'm very optimistic about life. Bucket list, and it has a huge list in it. Okay, there are so many numbers in it. Like
Okay.
what I feel is this one life wouldn't be enough to achieve all those stuff. So
Okay.
I have very limited period. This is how I approach life. So
Hmm.
I have a lot of new experiments in my list. Okay, it is not
Hmm.
related to business alone, but
Hmm.
it can be about traveling. It can be about
Hmm.
acting in a movie. It can be about writing book. It can be about learning some new art, new sport. That the list is really big. That
Hmm.
makes me enjoy life,
Hmm.
and I am alive at every moment. Okay, so that
Hmm.
is what motivates me on a daily basis. So when you
Hmm.
ask about my future plans, it is really big. I have a big list, so it will take many years to attain it, but I'm very
Okay.
optimistic on it.
Yeah.
So whatever I have maybe sacrificed or compromised in the initial stages of my life, I want to compensate it in the remaining period of my life.
Okay. That is a good way to end. I mean, to end this. As we come to the closing stage, so do you want something that you want to add? I mean, apart from whatever you've already given us, so do you want something else that you want to share?
Learn fast, implement in a very very speedy manner. Okay, so
Hmm.
speed of implementation defines you. There
Hmm.
will be so many people who will be learning at the same speed as yours, but
Hmm.
there are only few action takers. Be the
Hmm.
action taker, that to an action taker who has
Hmm.
the highest speed of implementation. Okay, so
Okay.
that way you will be able to differentiate yourself. The
Hmm.
market needs people with high energy. That
Hmm.
energy differentiates you. People come to you for the energy. People come to you for the commitment that you have.
Hmm.
So that speed gives you that energy and commitment. Like, so whatever you learn, you will be able to implement in a much faster way.
Hmm. Nice. I mean, that is something everyone should do, and having high energy is obviously a huge advantage, and we have to try to improve our energy. So that is a final note to end on. And so for people who are looking after this to find you, where they can find you on the social platforms.
I'm available on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Like maybe we can give it in the description, the link.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
have this 21dc.community. That's the website where they can
Hmm.
understand the courses that I can conduct.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Hmm.
pretty much active there.
Okay, so I think that's it for this week. And to sign off, I have to really thank you for doing this with us. So it's a very sincere thank you from everyone at Ruya Market. And we wish we can keep this journey going, and looking forward to making another episode soon with you.
Thank you, Sasank, and you guys are really doing a great job.
Thank you.
This is the best way where we can take the best out of any individual. Everybody
Hmm.
has a story. This is how the
Hmm.
story can get transformed to somebody else. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Hmm.
as I told you earlier, one spark can change anybody's life.
Hmm.
All that I hope is this particular episode should spark at least one person. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm glad that I attended this with you. Thank you.
I'm sure it will at least spark in few people, because you obviously have the charisma and knowledge that people require, and I think it is definitely going to help a lot of people. So once again, thank you for being here, and for people who are looking for us, so we are available on Broya Market on all socials, and I'm personally available at shashankism.com. So see you guys next week. So bye bye.